Some people judge, others think and reflect. And in this video, I'm going to talk about exactly how your thoughts will dictate the outcome of your life. So we all know, and let me just adjust this a little bit, that your thought process, your mind, is one of the most powerful and really unknown things. Like, scientists don't even know how it works a little bit, but we all know that we have consciousness. We know that we can think, we can reflect. Most people go about their days in fear, worry, and constantly judging other people, being jealous of other people. And this is a straight path of thinking to how, most people like to reference hell, because you're basically living hell on earth with your mind. You can either live like is said in the Bible and in the Our Father prayer, bring heaven on earth, or you can bring hell to earth too, in all honesty. And it all comes down to the way that you think and the way that your perspectives come about. So let's take, since this is a little bit of a fitness channel, let's take fitness into perspective and a little bit of my life. So I grew up, not the fittest, never played any sports, never really played like soccer, but house league bullshit, never got serious about anything. And I was super insecure with the way that I looked, the way that I felt, and the way that I looked in the mirror. And for that reason, I started developing a negative thinking habit. Oh, people won't like me. I'll never find a girlfriend. And then eventually, when high school came along, how can I put this slightly, the easiest way possible? I started getting bullied for the way that I looked. And, most people will play the victim and will allow it to shape their life. I did for a little bit. And what ended up happening was I used that insecurity of being out of shape, not having the respect and the way that I wanted to look like, and started defending myself by creating a defense mechanism called, I don't know actually if there's a phrase for it, but basically using jokes and going after the people that bullied me and made fun of me, and basically sided against them. I know there's some psychological definition for that, don't know what it's called, but basically in the sense that I was bullied and insecure about the way that I looked, the people that made fun of me, I made fun of myself with them, if that makes sense. And then all of a sudden that thought process and that habit became pretty negative. Until one day I started, looking at myself in the mirror, and I said, okay, I can change. And I want to change because I don't want to live this way for the rest of my life, and I don't like the way that I look, and I don't like the way that I feel, so it's time to change. And then even with that conscious thought of wanting to change, things started changing in my life. I started picking up different interests, reading different books, studying, learning about different things. And with that simple thought of I want to change, manifested into my life the person that I am now, the knowledge that I have now, the body that I have now, and the self-respect that I have now. And I would pretty much say that I live without any insecurities. Just because of one simple thought, I want to change. And it's a lot easier said than done, obviously, because everybody wants to change. Everybody has these thoughts. But the reason that we have actions and the reasons that some people make progress and other people live in this thought process of, oh, I want to change, I want to be richer, I want to look better, I want to attract a girlfriend, I want to attract a beautiful wife, I want to have a kids, family, whatever it is that your desires are. Without action, reflection, and failure, you could forget about it, my brother, that you are ever going to change. Because thinking alone is the basis, it's the foundation. And the reason that I titled this video the way that I did, your thoughts shape the way your reality will outcome, something along those lines. I still haven't thought of the title, but it's going to be something along those lines, is because your thoughts are the manifestation of what God wants you to live your life like. You know, you have millions of thoughts throughout the day. I don't even know the exact number, but I'm pretty sure that there's been studies of the exact number. But we have fearful thoughts, we have happy thoughts, we have, exciting thoughts, scared thoughts. But the thoughts, how you know whether they're coming from God, are the thoughts that bring you peace and the thoughts that bring you motivation, drive. Those motivational thoughts, that time when you watch a motivational, movie or anime like I like to watch, and you see this guy, running, working hard, and building his body for the dream that he has envisioned for himself, and then you get that boom, spike of motivation, and then you go do the same thing the next day. It's basically God communicating with you, hey, you can have this too. I want you to have this. You just have to put in the work. So now that you have the thought in your mind, God placed that thought in your mind, it's you, and it's up to you and only you to put the action and the work behind that thought in order to get the results that you want and the lifestyle that you want. Right? I could think all day and sit here and be like, it'd be so nice to be, 30 pounds underweight. I would love to build some muscle, maybe 20 pounds of muscle. But if I just think it, it's not going to appear. It's not going to happen. What has to happen is your thought. When you think it, you can imagine how it's going to play out. Okay, if I want to look this way, let's say, lose 20 pounds, then you could start imagining the things that you have to do. Okay, you're going to have to clean up your diet. You're going to have to take care of your sleep. Yet you're going to have to exercise. You're going to have to walk and move a little bit throughout the day. You can't just, sit on the couch, be a couch potato, and expect to look like the next Arnold Schwarzenegger. And then now that you've thought these things out, you can really start playing with your thoughts and allow them to dictate the life that you're going to live. Because now you're going to think to yourself, okay, I know what it needs, because everybody knows what it takes. It's just some people are willing to sacrifice and do the work that it's going to take to get them to their desired outcome, and other people are not. And that's what separates winners from losers. That's what separates goal achievers from non-goal achievers. And now you could think and reflect to yourself, okay, I know what needs to be done. Am I willing to sacrifice and do the work to do that for the rest of my life? Because, whether it be money success, relationship success, health success, it's not a one-time fix. You don't just do it for a prolonged period of time, but it's rather a lifestyle that you adapt and you do until you're dead. There's no quick fixes. It's adaptation and lifestyle change. And you ask yourself, okay, is it worth the sacrifice in order for me to get the results and the goals that I want? Okay, I want a happy relationship. Okay, for me personally, I needed to treat my girlfriend, now fiance, like a queen. I needed to respect her. I needed to learn how to be emotionally intelligent. And what is the payoff of that? Learning, sacrificing, being there for her when I don't want to be, and listening to her and actually building an emotional and spiritual relationship rather than just one of lust. You understand where I'm going with this? Okay, yeah. So now that I've known, I think these things, I'm like, am I willing to do that for her and make the sacrifice in order to have a happy relationship? Yeah. And now that you've answered that question in your head, you're able to receive from God. You know, God gives you these ideas. And now you're able to receive new thoughts and live in this consciousness, this streamline of consciousness of improvement and lifestyle change. Because there's, like I said, no quick fixes. It's a lifestyle. So now that you're living this, God and the way that you think are going to be aligned. So he's going to start giving you ideas, thoughts in forms of people, books, podcasts, this video maybe. And he'll give you sudden ideas. Okay, yeah, talk to this person. Okay, listen to what this person has to say. Oh, watch this YouTube video, read this book. And you're just going to start, it's going to be like a spiral downhill. And then all of a sudden, you look back 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years later, and you're like, holy shit, it just started with that one thought, and accepting the sacrifice and the work that needed to be done in order to do that. Now I have a beautiful relationship, a beautiful body, I'd like to say, and I'm happier than ever. Just because I played out on my thoughts, and just because I allowed them to open up and see the possibilities. Remember, nothing is quick fix in this world. And if you want quick fixes, then, you know, people always want the quick fix, you know, with weight loss, Ozempic. Okay, it's not bad. It helps with people that have serious problems, but at least try. You know what I mean? Like try to get serious about yourself. Go to the gym, lift some weights, walk more, clean up your diet, rather than living this, oh, okay, I want to lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks, a month. I'm just going to take Ozempic and forget about it. Remember, life is not a quick fix. It's a lifestyle adaptation, okay? So now you're on Ozempic. Now what's going to happen? Think about it. You're going to help off Ozempic and then you're going to go back to the lifestyle that you lived prior to Ozempic? No. You need to learn about the foods that you need to be eating. And that all starts with wanting in your head to accept the sacrifice that it's going to take. And at the end of the day, the sacrifices always pay off. Never forget that. Yeah, that was just I'm going to end it there. That was my thoughts from this morning's journaling edition. Hope you guys liked it. I'm going to start sharing more of my journal thoughts because I think they're inspirations from God. And I get attuned with them, and I want to share them with you guys, how I improve my life through thinking, and how you can improve yours. Check out the links below. I love you guys. Connect with me on Instagram and LinkedIn if you're new. Subscribe if you're new. I'm going to leave you like I always do. Create more than you consume. Serve others. Love everyone. Till next time. Peace.